Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Roll Q. Today, I'm surrounded by three absolute SMITE geniuses. I mean, not only are they mechanically intensive, but just generally handsome men joining me. And now, yes, they are all mid players, but that's just a coincidence. We've got BigManTingz, Dardez, and Sheento joining us. And fellas, thanks for taking some time to teach me a thing or two about the best role in SMITE. I've been playing a lot of ranked recently, and I want to start there because I have a ton of pet peeves that I have when I'm playing ranked in the mid lane, and I want to hear some of yours. So Dardez, let's start with you. What really grinds your gears when you're playing mid and ranked?
It's when I play a god who doesn't farm that well, and the support literally follows me everywhere. So I literally cannot leave him. You know, when I play boss, I don't care, right? Because I outrun him and I literally farm everything. But when I play Afro, for example, I'm an Afro player, and I play Afro in ranked with a random, and he loves linking with me. He loves it so much that he shares everything with me. So I've had enough. So that's why I don't play Afro anymore.
Yeah, if I see my support has more gold than me, I'm immediately telling them to never come back to my lane ever because they're taking too much, man. That's making me mad already. Big man, how about for you?
It's when those pesky solo laners just dive you really hard, really. They just dive you into tier 2, tier 1, Phoenix sometimes when they're feeling it. And they just don't hold back. They go to you dead, so just the solo laners.
And no hunter in sight to peel for you, right? They're off doing their own thing.
Just nobody to peel for you. They just leave you to the wolves, and then they blame you about 20 minutes into the game when
Right.
you're 4 levels down. So, yeah,
always a good time. Sheento, how about for you?
Yeah, I think it's the same of Dardez. Like the support always follow me to the red, back cam, mid cam is so annoying. And when the jungler is like he doesn't know what he do or what he's supposed to like doing in the game, it's like so frustrating to rank it for me. Yeah.
Whenever I start at speed and I use the right, I clear with the right amount of time and I start walking to mid and I don't get speed XP, I instantly want to leave the game. I'm like, there is no point in me playing from this position.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one for me. Also, this is just this can happen in competitive, though when it does, you're in a little bit of trouble. Do you guys feel the same way that I do, that if I press tab and let's say I'm level 14 and the enemy Sobek is level 14 that's playing support, like there is no point in me participating in anything for the rest of the game. Like my game is effectively over at that point. And Sheento, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, it feels so bad when the supporters have more item than you and the same level or like one level down is so annoying because you basically do nothing.
They do more damage than you. They do more CC. Okay, I should stop now because I'm going to start talking about Sobek the whole show, and that's not what everyone wants to hear. Let's talk about what's going on in the meta right now because things are kind of changing that I'm seeing in the builds. It used to be earlier on in this season, it was a lot of double flat pen, boots, Divine Ruin, and Spear of Desolation the vast majority of the time. Now I feel like we're seeing a lot less flat pen and more people going for things like Soul Gem and different items in those first 3 slots. What, big man, would you say is your interpretation of the meta right now? Like, what are the things that you think make a strong mid laner in today's meta?
Like you said before I think the halfway point, double flat pen was really strong, so that was pretty much core across the gods. But I think Divine Ruin is still super core, especially with a lot of the meta picks right now, with a lot of healing and stuff. And more recently, the Doom Orb as well. I think that's defo helped with it being the price reduction. It allows you to start it a lot easier and helps out a lot more gods that kind of need Doom Orb in a way to excel. So I think it helps out a lot.
Sheento, when you're looking for gods that you want to be playing in mid, is it early pressure? Is it late game power to try and match how strong hunter builds are once they hit 6 items? Like, what do you think you need your mid laner to be doing right now?
I don't know. I think I always have that mentally to like farming a lot and be right in the team fight. Has the item for the team fight. So yeah, for me, it's my main goal. Like farming a lot and have a lot of item to do a lot of damage and a lot of things in team fight.
Dardez, what's your interpretation of the meta right now? What do you think is some of the defining characteristics of mid lane?
I mean, I think you can actually like play anything in mid. It depends on your comp. Like hunters are great, like mages are great. I think you get so much so much more farm in competitive than in ranked. That like you can literally play any god in the game in SPL. Like there's no like invade, like there's no like speed invades anymore, so you don't have to play pressure in mid. So you literally play whatever you want, honestly.
Do you guys like it when it's this wide open, or do you prefer to have, you got to be playing one of like Merlin and Persephone, like the top tiers, or Sheento, do you like it more when it's a little bit like this, where you have a lot of options to choose from?
Yeah, I think. I mean, I'm more like a mage player, but I think it's a good thing. Like a lot of variety in mid. You can play hunter, you can play mage, so the meta is like is good for me.
Dardez, how about for you?
I mean, I'm not a fan of Mel and Persephone, and like I'm more like of a hunter player, I guess, and like mages would go in. So, but I don't mind. Like I'll play Merlin if everyone plays Merlin. The thing is, like I would rather try gods who counter them than play them. So I think it's fun to me. Like when everyone plays the same god, like it's fun for me because I need to try a god who like screwed against them. So I find it fun.
It makes a lot of sense with the picks that you've had throughout the years. That's your answer. Big man, how do you feel about the current mage viability / hunter viability being so open in mid?
Yeah, no, I think it's really good. I think, like Dardez said, SPL, the picks can definitely open up a lot more. I mean, when your team's on board with a plan and you can make any pick work, I'd say, in the mid lane. So I think with the recent item changes and how open you can pick in mid right now, with the speed buff invading and stuff like that not being too relevant, I think it opens up a lot more picks, which is good for diversity and allows players to show off god pools and stuff. So.
Okay, so if everything's wide open, that means we can get really crazy. Maybe a little bit of non-mage / hunter picks in the mid lane. Normally, I ask here, what are some of your favorite non-meta picks? BigManTingz would answer chalk. We'd all have a good laugh, and we'd all kind of move on. But what are some of those picks that you guys like to play that are a little bit? I'm not going to use the word troll, but you guys kind of get where I'm going. Big man, is it? We know chalk's in that pool, but what else?
Oh, for sure. There's a few others. Mainly, you're obviously looking at warriors. I'd say that you can just kind of stomp matchups and abuse like low pressure picks. You can play like Achilles. Amma's also quite good in mid. They kind of nerfed Golden Blade recently, but when Golden Blade first released, it was actually pretty good in mid. So you had a lot of pressure. A few assassins as well. Sets being seeing a little bit of play as well due to him being super safe and having really good clears. So yeah, those type of gods.
Dardez, you're willing to pull out a lot of different things in mid in the SPL, just like Big Man is. What are some of your favorite things? Let's say you get Cherry on your team in ranked, and he's really giving you the business these last few games. Giving you the treatment. What are you picking so that you could have fun and maybe not near the top of the tier list?
Maybe I picked Sylvanus mid. Like I miss playing Sylvanus, so I'm sure he can work in mid. Like I like Kama as well. Kama's out in mid. He's fun, but he's a try-hard pick, so I wouldn't pick it. Like if I need to like troll Cherry, So I think I would more likely pick Sylvanus or Kumba maybe. Kumba mid can work as well.
Going back to your support days there, your roots still there for you. It makes sense to me. Sheento, how about for you?
I love to play Cthulhu mid. I think it's really fun. Yeah, you have a good clear. You like press 4 and kill everyone in mid. So yeah, I think it's very fun. I always play in normal, in Conquest and that. Yeah, it's really fun.
That's cool. It's kind of gives me some zeros your mid vibes there with the Guardian in mid. Yeah, it probably work. I mean, you get so much damage mitigation that that might not be too bad. I might be giving that one a shot myself. All right, so we talked about the current meta. We talked about some of those gods. What are some of your favorite metas that you've ever played? Like these were the glory days of mid. This was your favorite meta to play. Dardez, we can start with you. What comes to mind there?
I guess it has to be last year, right? When I was playing Hunters every game. I was playing Anhel. I mean, Anhel is such a fun girl to play, so like I couldn't complain. Honestly, like, it was the best meta to me. Like, it's fun to play. It was good with outcomes, and it was great. Honestly, I loved it.
Makes sense. It was a lot of fun to watch you guys play those too. Big man, how about for you?
Honestly, I'd kind of say the current meta. Honestly, I kind of like the current meta. I feel like it suits what I want to do in mids, and a lot of the picks right now that are in the current meta are also picks that I like. So I'd say the current meta for sure. Maybe a shout out towards Foth when he was a lot better. Like 2 years ago, maybe that meta was fun. With Foth was really high value, but yeah, probably current meta.
Yeah, was multi-stun Thoth 2 like good? That felt pretty good.
It was kind of good, a little bit, and Soul Gem worked on him quite well, and you know, his ult
Oh, yeah.
did get some good damage. So yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Dude, remember when Magus procced on his 3-1? That was
yeah.
was nuts, dude. Holy,
It's
that
a
character was
rebuild
so
one.
insane. Sheento, what are some of your favorite mid metas?
I think my favorite meta was before mid-season in this year. It was a lot of fun. Like, give me Merlin every game, and that's it. Give me Merlin or Persephone is open, and yeah.
I love how perfect like all of your answers are for like your play styles. That I could have totally guessed all three of those answers, and that's just so funny to me. And it is also funny that I do this for all the roles. I ask hunters what their favorite meta was. Oh, season 1, when we had upgraded sprints. Season 5, when we were getting all this farm. Like all of these different answers. Supports are saying season 2, season 3. Soul laners loved imp meta. Mid laners just suffered all through the early days of competitive Smite, man. It was just pain consistently. And I know that Big Man and Dardez weren't always mid laners. Sheento, have you always been playing mid? What's your kind of competitive history like? Are you with me in the history of pain?
No, I'm new in mid lane. I have like 2 years playing this role, so yeah, I'm new too.
All right, well, let me tell you that it was pain. Okay, before that, it was nothing but darkness in the first like 5 years of competitive Smite. After that, got a little bit better. But I agree. I think the current meta right now is a whole lot of fun. When you guys are playing ranked, who are some of the underrated mid players that have stood out to you guys? Maybe non-SPL players, but guys who are playing in the SEC, or just people you see in ranked that you think usually do a pretty good job in mid. And please, I know you're all going to say me. We'll just accept that one and kind of move along. Sheento, do you have anyone that comes to mind?
I mean, the first come to my mind is Pegon. I think Pegon is a really good mid from ranked. So yeah, Pegon is really good.
I think that's a good answer. That's he's a total beast. Big man, anyone stand out to you?
I'd agree with Sheento. I think Pegon's probably the first one that comes to mind, and I can't really think of anyone else off the top of my mind, but definitely Pegon for sure.
Dardez, anyone else?
Yeah, that's what I actually don't know, man. I don't play ranked that much, so like I know Pegon was a beast, like, but I usually play support as well in ranked, so like I don't even know mid laners honestly. Like,
Fair enough.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Pegon is the correct answer for the record. That dude is an absolute animal for sure. Okay, time for my favorite part of the episodes, but some players don't like doing it as much. I think it's really interesting. I want to have you guys describe each other's play style and what it's like to play against one another. So we can start talking about Sheento. What stands out about the way Sheento plays the game to you, big man?
Definitely is like consistency and his ability to farm for sure. He's pretty much always going to be top golds in the game and leading XP, and he's always going to be pretty safe in his positioning, I would say. You can always pretty much rely on him to keep up with you and pump out the damage numbers and do your job as a mage.
Dardez, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with Bitman here. He always farms up like so well, like he always pumps up damage, like he's always a threat. That's why like when I hear Cherry and Wrath and Nika, like we have to kill Sheento, like he's always a threat. And if we kill him, he should be good. So like especially when he plays fourth, like he just he's so annoying. So like you have to kill him. Like you have to kill him. Like, there's nothing else you can do. Like So yeah, like consistency and farming, like that's Sheento to you.
Sheento, everyone knew coming into this year that you were going to be a big part of Sanguine, no matter what you guys did. But how do you think you've improved? Because I think that you took an already impressive game to the next level really early on this year in the SPL. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like you've improved a lot in a short time this year?
Yeah, I think this year I improved a lot. Like more than a player, like a mid laner to like be like know how I do things, know how positioning, like know who to do damage. So yeah, I think it was a great for me.
It's been working out for you for sure. All right, Sheento, we're going to start with you now, talking about Dardez. What stands out to you when you're watching Dardez play?
I think Dardez is a player. He's never gonna die. He positioned really good in the team fight. He know how to do damage and when do damage and when like go in and throw abilities. And he's really good to like hitting abilities. I think he's a really solid mid lane for sure.
Big man, how about for you?
He's a troll for a start. Me too in the past, I know that for sure. But that his god pool is a great strength of Dollars for sure, and he's super reliable. Some of the best mechanics I've seen. I've been playing with him, played against him. He's just a solid, stable, reliable mid laner you can have in your team, and you can always pretty much rely on him if he's playing Hunter or one of his off-meta mage picks to do a lot of work for you.
Dardez, you started in support, spent a short stint in ADC, and have now really settled into the mid lane. How do you think playing those previous roles helped you kind of adjust to the mid lane?
Yeah, playing support definitely helped me so much because I feel like it's so easy when you play support and then you play mid, so you have both sides of the like backline and frontline. So it's so much easier for like damage wise, like Fonz, like I think I never get surprised by Fonz damage because I used to play support, right? So it's so good that I played support before. I think that makes me one like maybe that's why I'm that good, like I'm really good in mid now because I played support before. So I know everything about both sides, like I said.
Well, Big Man also used to play support and also is kind of killing the game in the mid lane. So Dardez, talk to me about Big Man. What stands out to you about his game?
He's like, I mean, he's mechanically like great. Honestly, like he's always gonna hit those abilities. Like he's always a threat like Sheento, and he farms well as well. And he always have those like strange picks like Agni or I think Agni. Like he always has those picks, so you have to take like a Ra as well. Sometimes he plays Ra, so you have to like, watch out for those picks. And he plays like amazing on like meta picks as well, like Merl and Raijin. So he's a great mid laner.
Sheento, what stands out to you about Big Man?
Yeah, I'm agree to Dardez too. And Big Man is like never missing ability. I will never like see Big Man missing something in a game. It's like it's crazy and he never dies. So yeah, I think he's a solid mid lane and he can play a lot of things like mage, ADC. So yeah.
Big Man, a lot of the talk for you this year was coming in with this like super star-studded team, and you were going to contribute and be there, but you weren't considered at that same level. Now people are talking about you playing better than anybody else on Radiance. What do you think has been the big difference maker for you this year to get you to that level?
I think a lot more experience in the role. It's my third year in the mid, so I've been playing mid more than I've been playing support now. Actually, I think a lot of experience and just a lot of support from my team. They've all won worlds. They've all been to like the finals like multiple times, most of them, and I think a lot of their experience and their like leadership within the game has helped me and allowed me to grow a lot quicker this year than I've grown in the 2 previous years. So I think that's helped me out a lot.
Do you agree with what Dardez was saying, that playing support before moving to mid was super helpful for you?
Oh, for sure. I think it's helped me a lot. Even when I played support, I played a lot of off-role in ranked, especially. I played mid, jungle, and ADC mainly, but I feel like in order to be the best or be like at the top, you need to be able to understand the other roles, and playing them and getting experience with those roles is one great way to do that. and it helps out a lot.
Certainly has paid some dividends for you. All right, let's talk about what you guys love to play with, because so much of mid is playing in that 3v3, with your support and your jungler. For me, if my jungler locks in like Camazotz, I'm instantly checked out of the game. I want something that's going to actually help me do my damage because I need it more than most. What do you love to play with? Sheento, we can start with you. That your support locks in this god, you're like, yes, I get to really farm this game.
I mean, for jungler, I love to like play Morrigan, and for example, Paridom or something play like Thor or Nemesis, to like, or Ravana. Is really fun for me. And in my opinion, support, he just play Yemoya, and that's it. Just press 2 and me, and we win easy.
That makes sense to me. That totally checks out. And turns out you guys do that a whole lot in actual competitive too. Dardez, how about for you?
I think I want Wrath. I think Horus. Like Horus is like that kind of god. Like it just works with everyone, right? Like he has that insane 2-1 combo. Like it literally sets you up like for anything. And in jungle, I guess Erlon Chen. I mean Cherry Erlon. I guess in my team I'm used to it, right? Like they all play setup gods, so I'm loving life, So I'd say yeah, jungle Erlon or like I don't know, Nasha maybe. I don't know. And support definitely Horus.
I think that's exactly where my mind was going. I love when my support plays Horus. It's you can't mess that up, dude. It's an easy setup combo. Big man, how about for you?
I like high pressure picks to allow me just to be able to control the mid lane more. You can just play in front of a tower. You can rotate aggressively and just cause a lot more problems on the map. And like Horus, you said like CC as well. It allows you to take your abilities a lot easier. You get to take a little backseat and don't think as much when you're casting your abilities, and you can do some big damage. So.
Yeah, there's something satisfying about like freehanding a raw ult that lands, but I don't need that. Like if I'm just gonna hit it off CC, that's cool by me too. I'll feel just as accomplished personally. Yeah, I'm totally fine with that. All right, we all agreed that today's meta is pretty wide open. A lot of us really like it, but let's say you get in charge of the balance team for one day. What are some changes or a change that you would make to help you in mid feel a little bit stronger, or something that you just want to see changed? Dardez, we can start with you.
I don't know. Maybe for hunters, okay. Like I love going trance, but I don't know. Going trance and Assy feels so bad, right? Like maybe lower the gold of Assy, but then like Assy is such an OP item, so I don't know if it's really works. I don't know, or maybe make a new lifesteal item that you can buy after trance, like cheap and only lifesteal maybe. I don't know. I need that because like Anha feels so bad because like you want to go trance and then you have to go trance Assy and then your pen is late. It just feels so bad, honestly.
Yeah, that makes sense. And again, no surprise that you pick a hunter change for the mid lane question, but that is applicable to you, no doubt. Big man, how about for you?
If I was taking over the balance team, first thing I would do would be telling the boys to get a look at Discordia and Agni for sure. Get those buffed up nice and good. Seriously, I think Agni could do with a buff, maybe in his one, just to make it feel more useful. It can be pretty depressing sometimes. Noxious fumes. I mean, sometimes you can get a kill with it if they're like really low. You just drop it on him with like Soul Reaver and you get a kill. You're like, cool. But maybe buffing Agni, making this one, maybe do like another feat, like another effect, maybe like a bit of anti-heal or a tiny little slow or something, just to help him out a little bit.
Maybe like some detonate damage whenever it pops.
Yeah, like maybe a little bit of additional damage or something. Anything to help him out.
Okay, all right. I've got a phone. I've got a line. That I like that one a little bit. Sheento, how about for you?
I don't know. For me, like put some new items to like play around or something like that, or like buffing Poseidon, bro. The Poseidon tree needs to like hit instantly, bro. That is they need to change that for sure.
Yeah, I will say, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but I'll take the risk. It's fine. I have asked about that, and I was told that they did play test with it, acting basically like a Nox 2, where it's, instant cripple. And they said it was insanely OP and super unfun to play against, and I do not think that will end up happening. So dude, Poseidon 3 sucks. It takes forever to tick. It feels horrible.
Yeah, and get some new gods too, because the last god, Baba Yaga, is so boring. It's like so bad. I don't know. I feel like Baba Yaga is so bad. But yeah, get some new gods or like a fun gods to play.
I think Baba's
Big man,
problem
are you
is
just gonna take that,
Nah,
man? I mean, come on, you're a Baba lover.
I do love some Baba, but I'm gonna be honest. It's like running into a wall when you play Evade. She's pretty clunky. If you're an Instacast user and you're using the 2, you're definitely just crying every time you have to use your potion because it's not an Instacast. And the ult as well. There's something going on there. It kind of feels weird sometimes when you walk with it. It like jitters backwards sometimes, or the one will play like the animation and the sound but not go off. Oh, the ult, sorry, would play the animation but sound not go off. If there's a way to like fine tune it, make it a bit smoother, the 2 and the ult, I definitely think it should be a lot more fun to play.
I don't Baba's a guy that I want to put time into and really like get good at, but I feel like I do nothing early game, and I look at her damage numbers and I compare them to other mages, and they're like totally comparable. Her damage on paper is the same, but when I play it, I just feel like I do nothing, or I can't farm early game. I don't know what it is. I really don't. I want to play the god. I just lose. I don't know. I can't explain it. Definitely not my fault, for the record. All right, I do have to ask, Zeus, my boy, he's kind of hurt right now. So if you guys were in charge, what are we doing to help out the king? Because he's struggling a little bit. Sheento, I mean, come on, you got to help me out here. What would you be helping Zeus with?
I mean, we can bring like the stone in the tree. That's pretty good. I mean, kind of OP, but I don't know. He's kind of.
I don't even think it would be that OP anymore, dude. I really don't. Because before it was OP. Go ahead.
You have a Cthulhu in the other side, and you're Zeus, and you're like, what the f I'm doing against this? Like you get versus Amy too. Like what I'm doing. I'm just dying.
Yeah.
In Cthulhu.
Yeah, you're just dying to those characters for sure. What was so OP about Zeus 3 stunning before was that you could get 2 charges on them, drop your ult and insta-3, and it would instantly stun them. But now with the detonate change, I don't think it would stun them in the ult if they aren't like dead center. So I don't even know how OP it would be. I think we could get away with it, guys. I mean, that's my opinion here. Dardez, what about for you? What are you changing on the king?
I mean, the 3 needs to like go back to instant. Like first of all, like why is it delayed now? I don't get it. The 2 doesn't go on cooldown instantly. Like, what's the point? Like, it's a shit ability, honestly. It's a shit ability and doesn't go on cooldown instantly, so I don't know, what's the point, right? So yeah, the 3 instant, going back to instant. The 2 going instantly on cooldown after you throw it.
Yeah.
But even then, I'm not gonna play it. I don't know. Maybe the stun as well, but that's too many buffs in a row. But I'm not sure.
Too many Zeus buffs? Like, what?
The 3 needs to be instant, by the way. Like, it just feels so bad. Like, I don't know why. Like, it got changed, honestly. I'm not too sure.
I think people did not like getting detonated for a lot of damage without any warning. But now, like, good players never get hit by detonate ever because there's enough warning for you to Aegis it pretty much every time. Big man, how you bringing Zeus back into the mid lane if you're in charge?
I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of Zeus. The Zeus Upwash meta was probably my least favorite time of being a mage player. But that's in the past, thankfully. But yeah, he definitely does need some help for sure. I just don't like his 2. It's like a clunky feeling, the way the ability is, the way it works. Could definitely see some changes, but I feel like his kit kind of got power crept in a way. He's like one of the OG mages. There's a lot more like better mages now. It's been so long since he's been in the game. The way his 1 works, it's a really cool wave. It detonates, but his clear is not that great compared to a lot of other mages. They kind of like raw 1, you just bang, it's gone, right? Zeus has to do a lot more than that. So maybe ways to buff his clear and make his 2 not feel as clunky.
Yeah, listen, I'm an Opwash hater. I hate Opwash to my very core. But Zeus is cool, so I understand that you got him a little bit mixed. Like you're kind of combining him there. Take Opwash out of the equation because he stinks and is stinky. But Zeus is awesome. So maybe once he gets his time back in the limelight, you'll be able to see it. Guys, thank you very much for the time. I hope that all of your junglers clear speed properly and that you don't get dove by solo laners who are total jerks, and that supports don't just stand there and take your farm in mid and instead actually hit the enemy god. Appreciate the time, and we'll catch you next time here on Roll Queue. Thanks for watching.